Introducing new Moth Be Gone. Welcome back to WETT The Splash, the home of all your naughty little secrets.
We are live from the scene of the accident, and the death toll has climbed to a staggering rate.
Welcome back. Bitch. All right, Black Tie CBD. Guess what? This is the thing. They have CBD. All right, and it's so nice that it's like black tie nice. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
You know what? I just You know what? I just got it. I understand the name of the company now.
High quality.
We've been shouting them out for 4 years. I finally get it. It's so good that like when you smoke it, it's like you're at a black tie event.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's high quality.
Yep, exactly. Without the high. Unless you want to get that Delta 8, in which case you still certainly can. And for thick one, you get 10% off.
You can still be a high and feeling good. You know, CBD can make you feel quote unquote high.
That's true. And you can mix them, and it's like a effect that nobody knows the name of, because we've brought it up so many times, and we're always just like, what's the name of it? But we don't look it up, and we don't look it up for a reason, because every time you meet a stoner, they'll tell you like, oh man, but if you mix the two together, it's like this whole effect, but I don't know the name. And since nobody seems to know it, I don't know it either, and I don't care to find out.
But black tie has it.
But black tie definitely has it, and
You could look it up
for like free. You can look up things for free.
and then get it.
Yeah,
For
there's
thick
no.
one.
You're not gonna have to do that bullshit where like you click on it and it's gonna be like you're gonna have to accept some cookies to come into our website, and you're like, I don't even really know what cookies are, like, but it makes me feel like they're not good because you guys put it on the beginning of the
Cookies are great though.
Cookies are great, but when it comes to the computer, I feel like I look at them and I'm just like, well, why are you giving me a warning about them? I've been
Fair.
accepting cookies
It's
my
a
whole
pop-up.
life.
Yeah, it's a whole other thing.
Like my whole life, cookies have just been part of the game when it came to the internet. You know,
That
And-
is true.
You know, like since computers were around, you had to like, clear the cookies out.
Why do they call them cookies?
I don't even know what they are. What is a cookie? Besides, the reason that I'm so heavy.
I think cookies are temporary internet files or computer files that like store onto your computer that help the searching process and blah blah blah.
Oh well, that's
extra
fair.
Data.
All right. Yeah.
But
Okay,
I mean,
that makes sense.
Let's triple check though. Cookies, internet.
So they're not necessarily bad. They're just like they're little crutches for the website to make sure that your experience is more ideal.
Okay, what do cookies mean on the internet? Here we go. Cookies are text files with small pieces of data like a username and password that are used to identify your computer as you continue to use the computer network. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's like temporary files that store data on your machine, basically.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Okay.
Yeah, here's the thing. At Black Tie CBD, they do use cookies? I don't know. You know what? Either way, it's 10% off if you stick one. This is a confusing ad read. You get what you pay for, and you paid nothing.
I thought the ad read was already over.
Yeah. The ad read's never over. This whole thing is just an illusion brought to you by the people over at Black Tie CBD.
Pick one.
Yep, 10%. God damn it. Join the Discord. I think, there's still people in there. Here's the thing about the Discord. It was fun. We blew it up pretty fast, pretty quick. And then we slowly but surely stopped giving a shit about it.
Yeah.
But the people in it, they keep it going. I got to shout, they keep it moving. They're constantly in there. The pile, I get notifications for the pile all the time on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't turn off the Discord notifications. I just really don't give a shit when it comes to actually checking it as much anymore. Now I do sometimes. Mm. But like since I started that job, like I just like Discord, like I was just like, okay, this is fucking, there's people here. They could talk to each other. But now we're back. Joining the Discord. I'm here again. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We're spawning ass pictures the other night. Catching Pokemon.
Titties.
Yeah. And we have a fun time in there.
Honestly, as Discord is hard to build too, because to your point, not a lot of people know about Discord unless you're like already like gaming on it or using it as a gaming platform.
Yeah.
However, I have used it recently just to poke around in mini servers because you can just do random server search and shit. And I found a pretty it's a bunch of like teenagers, kids, and a couple young adults and everything. But I found a pretty young community of people practicing stand up on Discord.
That's pretty cool.
And also like just practicing like singing and like it's like a little like platform when they had like little mini podcasts where they had like servers that you could hop into and they would be recording a show and people could like sit in the audience and they could bring them up on the Discord to talk, you know, which was really interesting.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool. It's a nice, you know, that I think there's a lot of potential for interesting communities on Discord.
Yeah,
you know?
and I feel like Discord, it's definitely still growing. It constantly, like every now and then, I'm starting to.
Facebook tried to buy Discord. Actually,
Oh no, I don't know if I like that at all. I think that would kill Discord.
Yeah, but to your point though, that's how quickly it's becoming prominent.
Yeah, yeah, because now you're starting to hear it from people that you wouldn't think would know it.
Right.
Now you're starting to hear it come out of the mouths of like 35-year-old comedians.
Yeah,
and
isn't
you're
that
just
weird?
like, that's weird. Like,
like
why
you're
do
not
you
a
know
techie
about this?
kid. What the fuck?
You don't know anything about computers. Like, you just know how to work your phone.
Yeah. I'm sure your son looks up your email for you and shit. Like,
yeah. How do you? what are we doing here? But so I mean, it's growing. But I think if a huge company like Facebook, like took Discord or bought it out, I think it would just kill it. Because I think a big part about Discord that's still appealing is that it's like. It's kind of like a look into the wild west of the internet, you know? Because every now and then you get something that's monitored, but it's not.
Right.
You know, like with Discord, you can say whatever you want. You could post whatever you want because it's amongst friends. As long as the server is marked for 18 and over, there's no limit.
Right.
You know, they're not taking information down. There's no hate speech unless somebody reports it.
That's true.
Like you can have mods that, you know, specifically for your server if that's what you want. But for the most part with Discord, it's kind of just like, you know, it's what Reddit was in the beginning. It's what 4chan was at the beginning. It was what AOL chat rooms were in the beginning. Like it was
true.
People speaking freely without much, you know, repercussions.
I just without any I think it's like the ability to express opinion, express any emotion, not without regrets, but without possibly any response at all. You know? Like, there's no expectation for a positive or negative response because you can throw it out. It is consequences, yes, but I think it goes deeper than that, you know? Like, because there's, like, you know, Reddit is such a, for example, big, huge, infinite, dark cesspool of information, you know? That, like... There's not really a rhyme or reason because there is no desire other than the fact of putting out information, whether it's factual or not. You know, like it just exists to just for humans to go word vomit. You know, onto Reddit. You know, and Discord is kind of like that, I'd say, to a degree. I don't think it's quite like Reddit is because Reddit is an animal.
Yeah,
you know?
well, Reddit's like 100% anonymous.
Yeah.
Where Discord, like you're building servers and only letting people into those servers.
Right. Or they're open servers and, you know, people can join when they want.
That's,
which is interesting too.
Definitely. So. And like there's a lot. And the other thing is like where Reddit is like a post and people talking off that post and then making posts based on that. Discord is like a little bit of that, but it mixed with like chat rooms.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, you can go into like an AOL chat room.
Yeah, I can see that.
And you'd be just paired up with a bunch of random people that are talking to each other like live. You know? Also, you could like do video calls. You can do everything in fucking Discord.
Yeah. The Discord is kind of doing this lame Nitro thing lately, where they make you do an extra subscription charge that ups the server that you're in. Yeah. You know, makes it Nitro, and I think there's one other pro above it, where basically it lets bandwidth. It gives more server bandwidth from Discord servers, wherever their data centers are.
Yeah, so people can send each other larger files.
Right, and it's like the videos will perform better. Yeah. But now it's gotten so far as to they'll kind of, without saying it, I don't know how true it is. We need my buddy on here. We need AJ on here to give us the Discord lowdown, you know. But I guess now there's not requirements, but they'll bottleneck your connection slightly comparatively to individuals who have Nitro now. You can have a Nitro for your account specifically, not just your server that you're on. You know?
I've seen that.
So, and it's like, it's lame because I don't have Nitro on, but I have a gig up and down internet and shit, at home. And our server has Nitro. So I've never needed to upgrade my Discord. But now I'm starting to see when my friends share their screens for playing games and stuff, I'm starting to see performance drops and like jitteriness and a couple frame drops here and there. And I'm just like I get that this is a free medium and they're trying, they work hard on it and they got to make some kind of something.
Yeah, because there's really no advertisements at all.
Right. They got to make some apples and peaches, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just it just makes me nervous because usually companies will start milking that.
Yeah, because you're taking a rebellion on the internet and corporatizing it.
Yeah, to some extent. Yeah.
Yeah, you took what's supposed to be like the equivalency to Burning Man, where it's people without really much law or reason kind of existing amongst each other. You're not doing deals or business deals at Burning Man. You know what I'm saying? This is supposed to be something that is only joyous and free, and now you're kind of turning it into something that's, every other day world. It's like, it's now going on Discord is the same as shopping at fucking Walmart. Like, you gotta spend some money, and I think it also implies that once you start to spend money on it, that means more and more rules are coming, and it becomes more monitored. It becomes more censored. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, somebody like Facebook buys it, and then words are getting you like taken off.
Yeah, you're gonna account removed and
without
shit.
You even reporting it, without you even having a mod in your server to report it. Like that, there's gonna be mods that are in servers that are there by Discord that you might not necessarily even see. That can remove hate speech.
Yeah.
Because I think one point that I've been seeing across the internet, or not really across the internet, through word of mouth, is that like one day what they're doing is like they're gonna have an algorithm and they're gonna choose certain words, and then they'll plug that in, and every like bit of content with those words will just go. They'll be wiped, and it'll be that easy to just clear everybody's because all you have to do is find the word.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like, all you have to do is highlight every swear word, hit process, and now Facebook deletes 40 billion comments and statuses.
Yeah, and it's all gone.
Yeah.
Just like an instant. Well, it's gone off of the service level of the internet, but that data exists somewhere still within.
Yeah, so you could still get in trouble for it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's another ball and chain that they're putting on you, really.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, like it is one of those things where like, I mean, Facebook started, I watched the movie, maybe the movie was accurate, but Facebook started to like rank chicks. No, it's with that one cunt, Jesse Eisenberg. Jesse Eisenberg looks like Michael Cera got hit in the face with a shovel and just never got over it.
Oh no!
I like Zombieland.
A very specific image, and it works.
Yeah,
I can see what you mean.
I mean, I like Zombieland,
like scowling and shit.
Yeah, but he just looks like the master. He looks like Michael Cera playing Master Splinter. Like that's Jesse Eisenberg. He just
does he have the fucking Inspector goggles and shit too, or whatever?
He looks like Rocco Modern Life. He looks like the boss.
No.
Like the weird big green toad thing with the big purple lips.
I forgot. How did he sound like again? Rocco! I can't remember.
Oh my god! But I saw the movie, and in the movie,
that's a good movie.
The website starts as like a rating site for whether or not chicks are hot or not on the college campus they were on, right? So it's just like it was basically like, would you smash? And then it was like, so it would be two pictures of two girls from the campus.
Okay.
And then you just picked which one that you would fuck.
Okay.
And you voted.
Huh.
So that's how it was supposed to start. So that's something that's kind of childish and fun and free.
College.
And
yeah.
Yeah.
Very
It's
college.
yeah, and then it becomes this giant. It becomes basically one of the biggest countries in the world, and then now it's allowed to.
You mean like in sheer like user base?
Yeah, if Facebook decided to be a country, it would be like I think like the third biggest country in the world or something like that.
Something
Like
wild, yeah.
it was something huge. And like here's the other thing is, where they're not a physical country, they have the influence powers of physical countries. Think about it, they're monitoring speech in countries that don't even have the same speech laws. You know, like in some places it doesn't matter what you say, you know, like or what matters is something different to your country. If you live in like, you know, like Southeast Asia, I don't think Facebook should care if you like Donald Trump. You know, or you say something wild that's American politics because like it has nothing to do with, you know, your politics. You would probably get in trouble for talking about your own government, not some other country's government. But since it's Facebook and it's their company, it's their rules, they're allowed to censor that speech.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's like cross-country censorship too that happens. You know,
Yeah.
like a country starts like saying, "I'm gonna go over and nuke fucking San Francisco because fuck these bitches, they're a bunch of fucking queers."
Yeah,
you know?
and then they could just be like, nope, not on our website.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
But then they could also say something as light as, you know, like I remember when MySpace was the one that was popping. And then Facebook's like, you know what? Your whole country's without internet for 24 hours. Or we're setting off no internet, not just no Facebook. We have control.
Yeah.
All right. You know, Facebook, fuck whatever that company was in the Terminator. It's Facebook.
Yeah.
You know?
Seriously.
It's them or
I can
it's
see
Google.
that. I can see Microsoft, Google, and Facebook all just combining.
Yeah.
You know, like and just becoming a super force. Also, Apple's no joke too.
Yeah.
But Facebook is. I mean, I've talked about it, I think once or twice on the show. I've been to the Facebook HQ here, and no joke, dude. I swear to God, I feel like one of my first thoughts going there was the way it was designed and how architecturally it looked beautiful, but it also was like strong and like it was huge. I felt like it was a very typical movie scenario where if there was a zombie apocalypse that were to happen, like you'd hear.
Yeah, all the doors would shut.
And then a giant wall just rises around the fucking whole HQ, dude.
Yeah.
That's how high tech and like that's how much money that they have, dude. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, and then the same thing with like Google and Apple and like think about the markets that Amazon is getting into. You know, like
Amazon's huge.
I mean, I think would it be really out of the question that a tech company eventually gets so large that it just buys a couple poor countries, buys all their land, and then changes the map? Is that really out of the question? I don't think it's out of the question.
That's kind of started to happen for a lot of places.
Yeah.
Because you also got to remember that big companies invest in real estate, you know?
Yes.
And that's one of the ways that they'll buy real estate across country or across across the world. And I feel like that's theoretically, if somebody had enough money and was really like had plans in motion, I feel like they could slowly buy out real estate to the point where they own whole neighborhoods, then whole counties, then eventually whole cities, and and play the politics game to the point where they have countries, or at least like big chunks of the countries by the balls, because they own some sort of main resource.
Well, like what if they went to some like country that's not doing so well? Let's take Croatia.
Oh.
I don't think Croatia's doing that great. Last I checked, not a lot of them really have. I'm pretty sure last I checked, there was a lot of like landmines from the Israeli-Palestine war all over Croatia.
Okay, computer.
And that most of their people don't have fucking internet. It's in the Balkans.
What the fuck? Croatian cookies is the first thing they show.
Wow, okay. Their cookies look awful. Nowhere near as good as Black Tie CBD's cookies. Definitely not. So look, it's in the Balkans. It's sitting there on the Mediterranean Sea. Is that no? That's not the Mediterranean Sea. What is that shit? What is that mass of water?
Geography is not my strong suit.
Me
my
neither.
guy.
Fuck it. Fuck them. But they're not Switzerland. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing great. They're not the worst country in the world. They're not really. They're not doing great.
Oh, so it borders Slovenia, Hungary,
Serbia,
and
Bosnia.
and
Do any of these sound like thriving countries to you?
I don't, dude, what defines as thriving?
I mean,
What?
everybody's wearing shoes. You know, maybe you see a fat person every now and then. It's got a population of 4 million. All right, so it's not even that big. It's on water, which militaristically is
Million's a
fucking.
decent amount. Man, come on,
Yeah, that's fair.
they're not third world.
Considering where they are, I guess 4 million's pretty
they're
good. They don't have a lot of
they're right
land.
across the water from Italy. I'm sure trade happens.
Yeah, well, they're right on the water in general, which means I'm sure they've got at least boats.
If we have any Croatian listeners, I doubt it, but I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
Because they're
met
just
some
like
Croats.
this, just like what if they're like sitting down in their nice regular 2-story house, they have earbuds in and listen, they're like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
guys?
why is this happening? Let's check this out. So their ethnic groups are called Croats, which that's already awful.
Where?
They're 91% Christianity.
Where do you see that?
It's on the right.
Oh, I'm blind.
Yeah, it's 91% Christianity. I think Facebook could buy this country. I don't think it's that out of the order. I don't think it's that out of the question if they were to just like, look, we see what's going on over here. You're Christians, which means you're probably not going to try to eat us or nothing. I think we offer you enough to twice your country's fucking GDP, and you just let us build whatever we want. Everybody can work for us.
Yeah, see,
You got plenty of open land. Like, let's just make a deal here where you all work for us.
Richard Nixon visited, apparently.
That's how, yeah. Okay. Somebody went in 71. In the last 50 years, that's what we've done with Croatia. They had 50 years ago, one of our presidents went and blessed them with his chin sweat.
Oh, they got the really nice architecture, though.
Yeah, they do actually. That does look really nice.
It's very Roman.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, when you have nothing, you take care of your things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's fair enough. Okay, here let's play a game then.
All right.
So, how much would you, if you were Facebook,
Okay.
and you had quite a bit of money, right?
Okay.
How much would you pay to buy Croatia? And then, what is your haggle?
Okay.
What's your haggle limit? How
Yeah.
high, how low would you go?
Okay. Well,
And
first.
then after that, we'll look up what Croatia's actual value is,
Yeah.
because I'm sure it's on there somewhere.
Well, I mean, it was merged into the kingdom of Yugoslavia. Okay, the
Okay.
kingdom of Yugoslavia. I'm sure we heard about that one in history growing up.
Is there anything you'd like me to look up while you do
Yeah, the Croatian dollar compared to the U.S.
Croatia?
I represented Croatia once in Model UN. Look at that, 16 cents on the dollar.
But I mean, isn't our dollar
It's not the
better over
highest.
in Japan also too though?
Yes,
Japan's
but that
not-
means you get more things with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. But I'm saying, like, look at this. It's 16 cents on the dollar, which I think I think that's slightly more than Mexico's. I think theirs is 10 cents on the dollar.
Mexico, he said.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mexico's is like 10 cents on the dollar, but I could be entirely wrong.
Let's see.
Also, their money's called kuna, and their people are called Croats.
50
Oh, they're on
cents.
50 cents now.
Oh
okay.
no, that's half of a penny.
Wow.
Right. Isn't
Oh, that is half of a penny.
yeah. .05.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn,
Jesus.
dude. What the fuck? Well, sorry, Croatia. I guess you're thriving
Is that
compared to.
why Americans get robbed all the time? Because they take the American dollar. Like, damn, bro, this is worth hella.
Yeah, dude.
Like-
Like, holy
Because I
balls.
feel like Americans just get fucked in Mexico all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's hilarious, dude.
They definitely make it sound like as soon as you leave the resort, you're just gonna get robbed and
Yeah,
murdered.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
It's always Americans, and I'm just like, yeah, fuck us.
Yeah,
Fuck 'em
dude.
all, fuck 'em all.
At Guggenspiegels, we had a guy go down there. He had family in Mexico. He went down there and he got robbed by the police.
Oh, really?
The cops pulled him over and took all of his shit. The cops.
Damn.
What do you do in Mexico if the cops are the ones robbing
Yeah,
motherfuckers?
You just give it to him, bro.
or you just never stop until
Yeah.
you get to the border
yeah,
and take your chances with actual government. Holy shit.
yeah, man. I mean, at that point, just like, all right, bro, you got me. Here's
Yeah.
my wallet.
There's been a couple
Fuck me, I
times
guess.
where I've considered how much gas I have in my tank. Like, can I make it? Can I not make it? Like,
Yeah.
how far can I get on a full tank? All right, so 16 cents on the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
that means every fucking $100 of ours is $16 to them.
Right, and it's bigger than Mexico as far as
Well, no, I mean that's
in
not right.
value, but it's also in population. Is Mexico bigger than
Oh, Mexico's probably
by
for
a
sure
landslide?
bigger.
I'm sure.
Yeah. But we don't want. I mean, dude, what if Facebook bought Mexico?
That's a lot of money. I
See,
feel
that's
like.
a problem.
Oh yeah, see, 127 million fucking people.
Yeah, compared to 4
God
million. Yeah, the
damn.
Croats are. That's definitely.
So-
There's nowhere near as many Croats.
So you have to take into account value of economy and value and a population. Those
Yeah.
are your two values so far. What's your third value that you're going to base it off of?
I think that.
Gotta have three.
you have like a stable and righteous government to keep all of your people in shoes and from murdering and eating each other.
I think that one's subjective. Sorry. Here, I got one.
Well, Facebook's in charge. They're buying this whole country.
That's true. Well, you said it earlier. Their culture, their agriculture. We said together. Yeah. The what is it? Quality of life. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Think about this,
Yeah.
dude. Like, if they came in, everybody can get a job, right? Facebook just, like, the kind of deal would just be like, look, we get to build wherever the fuck we want. You know, if your HUD has to come down, we'll send 3 people over there with some steel-toed boots to kick it down.
Yeah.
Because we know it's just made out of straws and mud. I'm sorry, Croatia. I don't know why you're the ones getting this today. I don't even know what it's like over there.
It looks pretty nice there. Here, should we look up actual places?
Well, I don't
or
wanna-
images of the place. No?
Yeah, let's look up. Let's see what
Okay.
Croatia
Alright,
looks
alright,
like. Let's see if what I'm saying here is wrong.
Oh no, my mouse is starting to die. God damn it.
But fuck, dude, 16 cents on the dollar is way better than the half of a cent.
Hold
Mexican- Jesus Christ, half of a cent is a lot. But no, but my point altogether though, like to just bring it all back, not just bashing on Croatia, is that I think like if a tech company really wanted to, they definitely can bring out the cash to buy a poor country. You can buy cities in California.
Ooh, it's beautiful here.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's because nobody could afford cars or buildings.
What?
No,
No,
that looks like a castle from Lord of the
there's-
Rings.
Bro, they have cars.
Yeah, that looks like. Well, because it was a kingdom, right? It was the kingdom of Yugoslavia, so of course it's gonna look like a kingdom. No, that's dope. Honestly,
Oh,
look,
you
there's
know-
people on boats. They've got boats.
This might actually be valued pretty high because it's a vacation spot.
Yeah,
You know.
dude. Yeah, but Facebook, a Facebook resort. Come on.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like the value that which you must purchase because you still have to give a dollar amount.
Yeah.
The number for how much you need to buy Croatia with is probably really high.
Yeah.
No, it's getting up there.
But at the same time, like
Small,
that
beautiful.
is really nice looking.
Oh, dude. God
All right,
damn.
you know what? Look up the poorest
Ooh.
countries.
Bro, you trying to go to Croatia?
Honestly, by looking at the pictures, kind of.
Like it looks pretty sick,
Yeah,
dog.
and with the money rate, that'd be tremendous.
Yeah, we'd make some good dollars on it.
Yeah.
No, we would bring good dollars.
Yeah,
What?
but yeah. So look up what are the poorest countries.
One of the poorest countries? Okay.
I mean, I know Belarus got fucked in the war.
Poorest country in the world? Sure. Why
Yeah, yeah.
not? These are images. Hold on.
Nothing in Africa. I don't want to get in trouble.
Uh,
Yemen,
nearly all the world's poorest countries are in Africa through
though Haiti,
Haiti
Tajikistan,
and Yemen.
Yemen, and Afghanistan.
are notable exceptions.
All right. Well, okay. You don't want Haiti because there's earthquakes going all the time. I don't know where Tajikistan or Yemen, and Yemen I think is Southeast Asia, which is what I said earlier. Tajikistan, I would imagine that's like Southeast Europe, probably around the same places like Kazakhstan, like old Russian shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like the
Yeah.
poorest of Russians. Okay, come on. Like okay, Facebook could definitely buy these countries.
Yeah. I mean,
Honestly.
there's not much value in them as resources. They're not a destination, probably.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know how their economy really. It like at that point, it depends on what the economy is and like if it's worth buying. I guess I don't know.
Well, they become the economy. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
true, but they need to build on top of it, which would be interesting.
Oh yeah. But then you just get a couple tractors and push everything down.
Mm-hmm.
You move the people out somewhere else, and then you let all the employees live there.
Oh Jesus, that's extremely topical of you, sir. Jesus fucking hell.
Bro, speaking of Jesus and hell,
Hey-o.
one of the topics I wanted to talk about this week.
Oh
for
wait,
sure.
wait, though. You
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
give. What's the dollar amount, bro?
Oh,
what are you buying Croatia for, motherfucker?
Fucking man. Okay, so there's 4 million people. It's only 21,000 square miles. Oh, there's a value. That's kind of cool. I mean, Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we're arguing for a country.
Right.
I think we can offer like 2 or 3 billion.
Really?
3 billion. That's all they fucking get.
Man, I feel okay. Let's see if we look it up. 66 billion is their GDP.
Oh wow,
Is
and
their gross.
and they got 121 billion triple P's.
Yeah, in 2021.
Damn, Croatia. Okay.
Yeah. So
So
that's
I'm
pretty
actually
good.
going to go down 2 billion from 3. I still don't think they're worth it.
Oh, bro, but they're a vacation spot, man. So
Developing emerging high income economy.
what?
Yeah, that's kind of cool. They're growing up now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure again, they look beautiful. I'm sure the value is going to be crazy high eventually.
Yeah.
But okay, cool. Well, I don't think they would have bought your contract.
No.
or taken it.
But we could take it by force. We have the numbers.
Anyways, what you were gonna say
Bro,
before?
Facebook could make all robot soldiers. They don't even need
Yeah.
people to die for
Yeah,
them.
no, I feel like
They just need people to run the mech
could
suits.
take over if he wanted to.
He could. Think about it. They have mech suits, and then it's already a bunch of nerds that work there, so they would love to be fucking strapped up, safely in a bunker controlling a murder robot as it plows through Tajikistanians and Yemenites.
Yeah.
Just plowing through them. Just fucking like that scene at the end of The Last Samurai, where all the where all the dumb samurai decide that they need to charge the Gatling guns.
Yeah, and they just
Like
get
they're gonna-
fucking bowed down.
Yeah, like they're gonna
bro.
come sword down the Gatling guns. Instead, they just rightfully just get fucking shredded. Yeah, just straight melted, bro. That is definitely what the Facebook bots would do.
Yeah, 100%. Facebook could take over pretty much fucking anything if they really wanted to. I could see any one of those big companies, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, just inevitably becoming Skynet.
Well, yeah, because
You
that's
know?
the thing is eventually those really, really big ones, one of them is gonna eat one of the other one.
Right. Or
Right,
yeah,
like
they'll
eventually-
buy one of each other, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean by eat it. Eventually Google will buy Facebook, or Facebook will buy Amazon, or Amazon will buy everything. You know what I'm saying? Apple already is pairing up with Disney, and then that becomes a powerhouse, and then next thing you know, fucking Amazon buys Shell, and with a Prime membership, you get 3 cents off a gallon of gas for any fucking Shell station or fucking Quick Stop or whatever.
Right.
Next thing you know, there's 3 companies. I've heard this argued. There's going to be 3 companies at one point, right? It's just going to be 3 giant companies that own
Most of the
everything.
resources.
Because that's just the way our economy works, is that you could just kind of keep growing and buying out your competitors, and there's no real way. I mean, there's monopoly laws,
Yes.
but those aren't really real, right? PG&E is the only power people really out here, unless you have solar, and that's just coming around.
I think the monopoly, the only time, well, maybe there could be more in history, but the only monopoly I know of that was objectively defied was the monopoly on studios in Hollywood in the 70s,
Yeah,
80s.
yeah.
I don't remember, honestly,
But
but that's it.
here's the thing though about monopoly, right? Let's say you started your own Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a wholesaler's license and a little Sprinter van, and you took orders from people for slightly above the wholesale price, and you decided to just jet around back and forth delivering packages.
Right.
Technically, you can do that. There's a whale sitting above you that you're never going to face, but there's no real law against Amazon being like, hey, good job, we'll buy you. You know, if you want, you can sell your company. So that shouldn't be illegal. So in the sense that, you know, if everybody sells their companies, that's not, you know, that's on them. It's their company, right? So that's really just about who buys them. But as the chain goes up and the people get bigger, the people actually buying, the number of them gets smaller, right? Instead of 10 companies that are bidding, or 100 companies bidding for all these things, it becomes 50, then it becomes 25.
Right.
Then they start buying each other out.
Right.
And it becomes 10. And next thing you know, there's just a couple, you know, if not one. And then technically that's against our Constitution, right? So then what happens? Because the transactions were legal. All these people wanted to sell their things.
I would hope. I feel like in a movie, sci-fi, fantasy-esque way,
Yes.
you know, I feel like either A, we would see it happening by the time it got to 10 companies, hopefully like before then, you know? I think that would be, but 10 companies would be an obvious, like, okay, like, this is getting ridiculous because, you know, there's, as of right now, like you said, there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of companies in the world that are all churning and working for each other and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So if we were to start to seeing significant drop down and only a few remaining, I would hope that we would see that beforehand, you know? And then economy probably would change with it, you know? Because that's, you know, a small time businesses, if they were all to disappear and it just became a higher corporate world, I'm sure the lower end economy would change drastically, you know?
Yes.
But on the flip side, if we somehow made it to where it's the top 10 companies that are just running America or just the world, I guess, you know?
Yes.
I think at that point you might be fucked, you know?
Yeah.
Because at that point you're suggesting that social norms have also warped completely and become acceptable with the presence of 10 companies ruling everything, you know?
Well, think about what,
Like
it
a
what it
social
adapts
norm.
to just today with our
Right.
social norms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, there would need to be, I think it's one way or the other. There's no kind of wiggle room there, you know? Either somebody notices it and then does something about it and everyone agrees.
Yeah.
And perfect scenario, maybe not perfect scenario, but you get the point. Or people just exist along with technology, keep their face buried into it, and then as things slowly evolve over, frankly, centuries, you know.
But I mean,
then,
I think we are already seeing it though, kind of
decades,
like,
maybe.
I almost would think like some of those big companies right now are just kind of like open vacuum cleaners, because for the companies that they aren't buying, they're equally shutting down probably way more. You know, because they just can't. You know, you gotta be able to compete with something like that.
Right.
But I feel like it's more likely that it becomes the 10 companies scenario than it becomes the other where we stop it, because to stop it is going to have to go through like legally stopping it. And those big companies are going to have all the legal leverage and money in the world.
Right.
You know, they can throw as much as they want at fucking filibustering and making it to where you have to keep extending trials. And like by the time that they finally can reach a resolution, now we're down to 3. You know what I'm saying? And now it's Amazon versus the country of the United States. That's going to be what it is in the history books. You know, it's going to be like, you know, Roe versus Wade. There was like those famous court ones that you learn about. Like it's going to be Google versus North America. You know what I'm saying? Like
I could see that for sure.
Yeah, you know, the whole fucking continent is suing, and Google's the one defending. You know, like this has to come all the way to the UN, and then Google and Amazon get UN fucking representatives, and they get to start making world choices.
Yeah, that's true. Because they're such a huge economic power horse at that point, you know.
Well, yeah, because to bring a trial above one country, I think you'd have to go to the UN.
Yeah, or honestly, I think it probably would. I think the more likely scenario would be that they would gain so much money and power that the top heads or officials of that company would become politicians, you
Yeah.
know, and then they get into UN that way, you
Yeah.
know, like, which that's extremely likely, I feel like, which is kind of terrifying because we've all seen what a celebrity politician can end up being, you know,
Yeah.
like across California governors and just other governors in the world in America in general. You know?
Yeah. We've had plenty of
So-
like actors and stuff.
Yeah, or people who were like not necessarily like trained politicians or been in political science, poli
Yeah,
sci,
but they're
or whatever,
charismatic and you
know?
already know who they are
Yeah,
because they were in a movie.
yeah. Businessmen, I feel like have some kind of sense in politician
Yeah.
world, you know, just because there needs to be understanding of economy. I feel like to be a politician, you
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
I feel like that for me at least should be a bare minimum, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
understanding how your country like flows,
How money works.
you know, like and even just like how beyond just money works, how it works with other countries and trade, and you know how it affects like classes, you know, the general idea of economy should be like a bare fucking minimum, you know,
Yeah.
for every politician. But I don't know, we don't often get that.
No, but I think
know?
that's just because we vote and
Yeah.
not everybody cares.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I think people say they care,
Right.
but they don't care. They're not opening the book and reading everything line by line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not standing out at street corners or volunteering at the voting booths.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of people, they know what they care about
Mm-hmm.
and they vote for that.
Right.
But other than that, they could probably easily be swayed. You know what I'm saying? If you go in for a voting ballot and there's 30 options, right? And you're really there for 5. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I bet
Yeah.
somebody could probably sway you on some of those 25 that you really don't give a shit about.
Right.
You know, and then how often are people just voting to fill in the ballot on those ones that they don't give a shit
Probably
about?
plenty of people.
Yeah, because you don't want to leave anything blank, because then it looks weird, as if somebody counting the ballot's going to be judging you for not filling it all the way out. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Actually, I've left things blank before when turning in my ballot.
Yeah.
Just because I just didn't know. So like whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
But like, I feel like if you already kind of are neutral on it,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just kind of picking maybe off of your gut after reading it once in
Yeah.
the booth, it would probably be super easy to sway you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
So then what happens is you get a bunch of people who want to vote to make pot legal, and then also on that same ballot, fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger wants to run for government, and they go, "Well, I'm really here to make pot legal."
I
And I
know
don't
who
know
Arnold-
who this other guy is,
Oh.
but I know who Schwarzenegger is, and that guy's awesome.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know who Jerry Brown is.
Yeah.
He's never been in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
You
But
know?
I know who Schwarzenegger, though.
Yeah,
Mr. Universe. Yeah.
exactly. So I mean, I feel like that's it's one of those things where like you don't necessarily need to be a politician,
Mm-hmm.
because if everybody already knows who you are, then you could probably just sway them,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Because here's the other thing is like when you're voting for like let's say something like something as small as like a governor or senator,
Mm-hmm.
like how many people really, like, if you were to think, if we went outside right now, if this wasn't COVID, right? Let's fast forward, or let's go back 2 years.
Mm.
How many people do you think would have actually known the governor's name if you asked them?
Not many.
No. I mean, right now we do, because, we're under the guy's rule a little bit when it comes to what we're doing safety-wise.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, and I would argue all the way between COVID and Schwarzenegger, I would say most people, maybe not most, but a good chunk of people wouldn't know who that is.
Mm.
So they're voting on names that they don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Because if you don't even know who the current guy is, there's no fucking way you know who the new people are going to be.
Mm-mm.
You know? So now you're just filling in ink blots.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, like, if you saw random name and then next to that you saw Ben Affleck, you might just vote Ben Affleck because you
Yeah.
saw the name. You're like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
Ben
yeah.
Affleck?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Maybe people are going to be responsible and not vote for him, but I'm going to, because
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
Because Affleck's the man. Yeah, I feel that for sure. Like that's why it's like when it comes to appointing people that I don't know what they're about,
Yeah.
it's difficult. But that's usually those are the ones that I leave blank personally, because then I just vote on the propositions that all come up. Because that one, they at least give you a description, and you go, and you use your own informed, not whatever's in your head and logic to make the decision. I think that's probably, I think that part of voting is, I think, the part that I agree with, because they give you something to and ha about,
Yeah.
Even, it doesn't matter whether or not what you know, if you're ill-informed or if you're over-informed, whatever. Yeah. It's just, here's a thing. Yay or nay?
How do you feel about it?
Yeah, and I'm just like tight,
Yeah.
I think that's I don't know. I like that part of voting.
Okay.
But the popularity contest of here's my side and here's her side.
Yeah.
And here's Joe Schmo's side and here's homie's side.
Yeah.
That is you can't make an informed decision because you need more information and they don't provide it because otherwise it'd be a packet,
And then what happens is these people that we obviously all don't know, they have to spend tons and tons of money to try to get us to see them and see their face or name before getting to the booth.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's literally just, oh, I saw that guy on all the signs.
Yeah. He's familiar, which is not a good way to do it for sure.
Yeah, and then to make it keep going, right? And then, because, remember, this is all sprouting from a certain topic. Mm-hmm. To make that keep going, then you need money to run these campaigns. And then, of course, that comes from big businesses.
Yep.
So those big businesses are,
Lobbyists.
the ones who really are making the decisions, because this guy maybe,
at least influencing.
This man or woman who's running for governor or senator or even just like a congressperson, they maybe had a pure heart going in, but now at this point, we're getting towards the actual vote. They realize they're gonna have to play some ball.
Yeah.
If you want some money, if you want to be heard, if you want to, you're gonna have to. We're gonna want some shit too. We're not just gonna give you all this money. That's crazy. Why would we do that? We need you to spread a message.
Yeah.
And then it's just well, fuck, man, that's not really good because, now I'm not my true self. But if I want to stay my true self, I'm definitely going to lose.
Right.
And then you have to take more. And then you sign your soul over.
Yep.
And now they get to make some of your decisions. And that's fine.
You made good money.
Yeah. You're still on track. Now you're going to be seen. Which means that your efforts that you went in there in the beginning are still going to have life.
Right.
But then, you get out there and you start seeing signs for the other bitch. You start seeing a bunch of, vote for me signs on the other guy, on your opposer.
Right.
So you're like, oh man, I'm kind of running low on the budget that this big company gave me.
Sometimes there's 3 or 4 more newcomers are now in the running along with.
And sometimes there's 3 or 4 more big companies that are trying to get their opinions across that can use some of your time and voice.
Yeah.
So now you strike a deal with a second company and a third company.
And a fourth.
Now you don't have any opinions. You have what you're told.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
You have
saying?
the lobbyists' opinions.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's you either have a guy who has no experience or woman that has no experience, because I think Caitlyn Jenner is running for governor next.
I don't know.
And that's not why we're having this. This is not about Trump. This is about Schwarzenegger. This isn't
Just the
about
concept of
Caitlyn Jenner.
politics,
It's the idea of politics, and it's the idea of big companies owning the world and running the world and making their way into politics.
Right.
So it's it comes down to, the guy, Ben Affleck, or the puppet who's owned by 700 companies.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So, then when it comes to that, too, then what's the lesser of two evil? The asshole or the puppet?
Yeah.
Because if you vote for the asshole doesn't know what he's doing, but he's acting on instinct, right? And he's acting on his own morals.
Right.
If you vote for the puppet, he's acting on behalf of Amazon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm Teddy Pendergrass, and I'm brought to you by Amazon.
And I'm brought to you by the conglomerate.
Yeah.
Whatever, however you say that word properly.
Yeah.
One day businesses that have funding my entire existence now.
And then one day you're going to see it on the ad campaign, every campaign. this is like Jade Smith brought to you by Google.
Right.
It's going to, that's going to be part of politicians' names. It's going to be small, but, you want money for this campaign, right? So it's going to be fucking Jerry Klein brought to you by Apple. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way he's going to get his name out. And then now Apple, Google, Facebook, they have names in the races in front. Now it's Facebook versus Ben Affleck. Right?
Right.
Now Facebook wins and they're in charge. We have Facebook as the governor of fucking South Carolina because they're not fucking reading and voting.
It'd be Zuckerberg, but I see your point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, would it be because that implies that Zuckerberg would be the man running for the position.
Yeah,
As himself, Zuckerberg.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Entity. That's a pretty stretch there. An entity running for a politician's like role. I don't know.
But the entities already are running for the politician's role.
Yeah, but
this would just be putting it in our face.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it'll ever get to that point.
It might though. That's the problem. I
think so.
I think Idiocracy was a much more realistic take on where the world was going. I took Idiocracy like a documentary.
I feel like that's like if it was a century ahead and then they were like brainwashing us now.
Yeah.
And a century later,
Yeah, Idiocracy is supposed to be in 3000, like Futurama.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean it's supposed to be like really far down the line.
Yeah.
But like Terry Crews is the president and heavyweight champion of the world. The Rock is running for president. Is it that wild to think where I'm going with this? Like, I don't think I'm that far off.
No, you're not. You're not far off for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a long way ahead before we get blatant like
Facebook versus The Rock for president.
I think it's always going to be like an official of Facebook.
If
anything. You know? They'll have a little bit of a bow and string to tie onto it. Just to keep the illusion going. Yeah, dude. It's possible for sure that corporate
and then
kind of inevitably takes over.
Then if Facebook
kind of already is.
If Facebook's in charge, right, the commander in chief, and then they decide that we need to go to war with a smaller country like Tajikistan, and then they just wipe it and claim it, could they name that a state of the U.S. similar to like Puerto Rico or Guam, to where they're not necessarily a star on the flag, but they're U.S. territories?
Oh.
And then claim it as the country of Facebook. And then you have like Puerto Rico, Guam, Facebook, like all these, like technically they're states that get U.S. support, but they're not states, right? Like when Puerto Rico gets fucked, the U.S. has to go help them.
Right.
Because they're kind of ours,
yeah,
but they're not ours. You know what I'm saying? They're not like, I don't know that you're allowed to just go to like from Texas to Puerto Rico without a passport. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go from Texas to Oklahoma without a passport. I don't think you can go to Texas to Puerto Rico without a passport.
Yeah.
So then you'll need a
follow.
Now you're gonna need a Facebook passport. You know what I'm saying? A very special digital passport. It'll be part of your Facebook. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a Facebook account to travel to Facebook. There goes my phone. It's fine. That was loud.
The Facebook is hearing you calling out their conspiracies.
That's how it works.
Now.
My car's going to drive itself right into a fucking tree later.
I was going to say, you're going to not show up to next week's recordings and be like, where the fuck is John?
Yeah. I think we're on our way, man.
Yeah.
I think we are, because then once Facebook, here's the thing, once Facebook becomes its own little country, right?
Do you think
when they go ahead?
No, sorry. I'm just high, but do you think Elon Musk is the red herring dude?
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
He's the false.
Look what he's doing.
Yeah, and really Zuck's like, he's coming out of his lizard body.
Yeah, he's a robot that Zuck actually created. That's Zuck's mech suit.
Oh, dude. Yes, Zuck made Elon.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He developed him in a lab.
And Jeff Bezos is Zuck's evil business partner, dude.
He was there to help the developing it from the very beginning.
I feel like that should be like a fucking like an anime or cartoon or some sort of that should be a novel or something.
Yeah.
That's a perfect setup. Oh my god.
But yeah, then to conclude it, so then Facebook, now it has its own little state.
We're both gonna die.
Oh yeah, we're getting suicided. But so Facebook's got its own little state in Southeast Asia, and now whoever the politician that is being controlled by Facebook
Yeah.
leaves office, Facebook's still a state. It's not like it's gonna go away. Maybe the next guy can try to like argue to change it back to Tajikistan or whatever. But
Okay.
if we took the land and we named it Facebook, it's Facebook.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or Google, you know, like, or fucking, yeah, Amazon.
The
So
land
now-
of Facebook.
Yeah, so now you have Facebook, the country that's sitting out in Southeast Asia. It's its own little state, right? It's U.S. territory, but it's its own state.
Yep.
They're no longer in charge of the U.S. government as far as like a different politician. Now Google's in charge, right? Facebook can now choose as a company to dump massive amounts into the economy of their new state.
Sure.
And then they
yeah.
could build whatever they want, and like with the U.S. codes and guidelines, of course.
Skynet.
you know,
Or Skynet.
it's
They
possible
built,
as fuck,
they built
right?
Skynet, right?
Yeah,
there.
and then they just kind of overnight they just shut the power down in Yemen and absorb it. You know, like it's like we just wake up and the map has already changed digitally on every website, as if it was
no.
already that big the whole time.
Yeah, they've been building the
they
infrastructure
changed.
of the
Yeah,
world.
they
for
changed
like
the
decades.
history.
Oh
The only-
no.
Yeah, because at one point history's not going in books anymore; it's all
That-
going online.
That honestly, that would be, Jesus, John.
Bro, they
you're-
go in, they use the algorithm from the beginning of the episode. You put in the word Yemen, and then you just delete everything from every website ever. Yemen never existed.
That would probably be That would probably be the best way to eliminate a species.
Yeah.
Because not only are you killing them, but you're erasing history.
Yes.
You know, because if you can't kill them all outright, you know, but you can kill them over decades, you know.
yeah.
But if you erase their history, they have nothing to base off of. So
Yeah.
then you're controlling them and their sense of knowledge. Oh fuck, dude! Like,
Yeah, dude. And then like
are
fucking.
you a supervillain? Is this a plan that you're?
This is-
Do you work for Facebook?
I think I've argued on this show before that if I had enough money, I would be evil. Like there wouldn't be a good version.
Can
of
I
me.
be like a general or something?
Yeah, pick a
You know?
country. It's yours.
Tight. Fuck yeah.
You pick a small country and
Yeah.
you can build your land on it.
Hell yeah.
We'll clear out everybody within 100 miles
Let's
of your
go.
land.
We're gonna make Greece a powerful army again.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We're gonna make 'em fucking Spartans again.
Fuck yeah, dude. But yeah, like I feel like as crazy as the story as that whole fucking 40-minute conversation was on that,
yeah,
I don't
huh?
think it's impossible.
Oh damn! It's already been an hour.
Yeah, I don't think it's like I just don't think it's out of this world. I
Yeah.
think it's possible
No,
in
100%.
some way.
I think there's plenty of opportunities in I don't know, like technology to slowly warp mindset, social norms over time, you know?
Yeah.
If there was a grand master plan, you
Yeah.
know. It's entirely possible, you know, especially just cuz it's so important and integral to our lives, phones, technology in general, you know.
Yeah. Well,
that,
exactly. Like
You know.
Elon Musk, I think it was like the first time he was on Rogan, he was kind of saying like everybody's talking about becoming cyborgs and stuff, and we already are.
Yeah.
Like most people, their phone is part of their body.
Yeah.
You know, like animals have a tail that they use. You know, like there's people, like even me, there's been times where like I'll realize I forgot my phone, and for a second there's anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
And not
It
the
has-
whole
It
day.
has all your shit on it, you know.
Well, yeah, and it's like, what if something happens to you? What if you need something? What if like something happens to someone else? Because back in the day, you didn't really ever have to think about that. You probably had some thoughts about that, but there was no way, you know? Like, if your fucking uncle went down, they were going to have to tell you by horse. You were going to find out long after he was dead.
Yeah.
You know? Now it's like, well, what if I just go to the gas station and I don't have my phone, and then my mom has like a problem, like a heart attack or something. And it's just like,
Yeah.
It's-
And you just can't.
and your brain will let you go there. That's the
Yeah.
thing too, is like you'll be like, oh man, what if the absolute worst thing happens, right? And then some people convince themselves that they need it, because in reality, for me, like you get that moment of like, oh fuck, I forgot it, but then you're fine. You're like, whatever, like I don't need it, like it's cool.
Sure.
and that's freeing.
Yeah.
But for some people, they'd probably go as far as going all the way back home to get it.
Right, because it's I think people are really attached to their phones to the point, I think, not just because it has your stuff on it like you said, but I think it's also the access to information to everything to everyone
And it's all catered
at
to
all
you
times
through
you know?
algorithms.
Yeah, that's
It's the information. It's access to information that you want
right.
at all times.
Right. That's the appeal, but I think also it's like the access to people at
Yeah.
like instant speed, like the access to thank you. Bless you.
Yeah, because you need people. Holy fuck, dude. My lungs are not doing it.
Yeah, it's all good.
That's wildfires.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, tell bad, bro.
It's thick.
Mm.
But no, yeah, so like it's not out of this world. We're already half cyborgs
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, it pretty much. In a nutshell, yeah, I agree with you a tenfold that
Yeah.
it's possible that Skynet can be a thing, and as they say, if we can think it, it can be.
Well, that's
so
the reason that everything is because we thought it. Besides life itself,
right, yeah, exactly.
But and also like movies are created by the creatives, and the creatives are the ones that create.
Yeah.
So of course, things that we see in movies can be real, because those same kind of people who make movies are the same kind of people that create shit.
Yep.
Not everybody that creates movies. Sometimes people who create inventions.
Mm-hmm.
Like the telegram. Sometimes people who create don't make movies, but they create fucking swimming pools. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
What a big step downwards in evolution,
I
right?
wonder, if in another sub world, I wonder it'd be interesting if maybe Facebook or the world got the top 3 companies,
Yeah.
and instead they invested in human labor to kind of mold us all into inventors. Because for them to grow, they need more things to make money off of, So would that mean more inventors would be naturally coming about?
I think that's the argument for universal income.
Oh.
Is that if you give everybody, I think it's the universal income would be something like $1,000 a month for every person. That's what Andrew Yang, that guy, was trying to go for.
Uh-huh.
So the thought is, right, that if you give everybody $1,000 a month, besides California, that's more than enough to barely survive. Right?
Right.
Not here, but anywhere else.
Right.
1,000 should be enough to not eat great,
Get
but
you by.
Yeah. You'll have clothes, you'll eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not going on crazy vacations.
Yeah, save
You're
up
not buying a
little bit,
nice car.
Save up a little bit. You can fix something that you need to be fixed.
Yeah, you got a nice change jar. The rainy
yeah.
day fun. Well,
Yeah.
you're not thriving on it.
Right.
But it does free up people that are creative to create. Because if, let's say, you're an artist and you can survive off of that just fine, then all you have to do is art. All you have to do is create. All you have to do is your passion, your hobby, your gift, your whatever you want to call it, your destiny, which is kind of gay, but you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Sure.
And arguably, that's really cool. But also I could see on the other side where that doesn't work, right?
Mhm.
Because you're just printing money, so now it's worth less.
Mhm.
So if you give everybody a free $1,000 a month, now bread goes from $3 for a loaf to $7 for a loaf.
Right.
Shit like that.
Right.
But yeah, so then with universal income, that would be one of those things where just now you're freeing up a whole wave of inventors and creators to really have the time and resources to do it without maybe being let's say you're getting $1,000 a month, you just work a part-time job.
Right.
You'll still get your 1,000, and then you put in fucking 24 hours a week at a job, 3 8-hour shifts. So now you have your extra money, and you have plenty of time to do what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
It's
true.
If you don't want a big house or a fucking fancy car, then you're fine.
Yeah.
That's more than enough money to survive and be okay and do what you actually feel like you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Right? Because I'm sure, You know, and, like plenty of people like fucking you and me. There's people that would rather just be doing their art.
Right.
You know, I like working for an electrical company,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, I'd rather be fucking doing stand up for my money solely.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you like working for a big tech company,
Mm-hmm.
but you would rather be making big movies.
Certainly.
You know, so we you know, we agree to do our things on the side, but do the things that are more important first.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But if you don't really care about money that much, then you get to do all those things. You know, you get to put the things that you're supposed to do on the side and things that you want to do first.
Right. Yeah. It's no longer a try to survive first and then
Yeah.
do what I have on my downtime.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then the people who are not creative, what the fuck are they going to do?
Work full time.
Yeah, but then, you know, you just get an extra 1,000 and you work full time. Like, I guess that's kind of cool too.
Spend it on things that you want.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, right? Just keep it, go on a nice vacation
Yeah.
once a year.
Give it to your family.
Yeah, you know, feed
Uh,
your kids with it.
Yeah. Accumulate it if you like playing with stocks. Hey, I feel like there's things, people who are not interested in money that have a lot of it. I feel like there's and I mean not a lot of it. I mean like you're wealthy, but you're not like, you know, corporate wealthy.
Yes.
Like you are a I don't know, director
can-
of a company and you're making six figures.
Yeah,
You
can
know?
more or
Like-
less have what you want within reason.
Right, exactly.
But you can't, like, buy people.
Mm-hmm. You know, like there's plenty ways of spending that money effectively and then giving it to people and sharing the wealth, so to speak, you
Yeah.
know? At least for my opinion. And then you just invest your time in your career growth, I guess, you know, like,
Yeah.
because to your point, there are people who are not creative just naturally. They're more analytical. They're more interested in like the data, the tech, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I've met people who are like that are just naturally very inclined in just sciences and maths and stuff,
Yeah.
you know, but they're not necessarily the most creative people in the sense that not that they're not creative intelligently, but they don't have the desire to create.
Yeah,
you know?
or
They
even
don't
take it
have
a step
the
further down.
interest, you know.
Imagine, like, the person who retires and does their entire career
Yeah.
as the grocery store cashier.
Yeah. And they were totally content all the way through, you know.
Perfectly fine with it.
Like
You know?
had a full life,
Yeah.
you know.
You know, 30 years at
Yeah.
fucking, you know, Walmart, just, you know, beeping the items as they come through. Not a single issue with it.
You know, in a nice way too. I think there is a kind of peace in being that person.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, of course.
And you get to the end and you have that income because that's the idea. Like, well, what do you do? And I think it's like, I think that would be the ideal of maybe universal income. You know, is the freedom to like, well, I don't know. Let's find out. You know, what do you do when you are given true freedom to do whatever? You know,
Yeah.
money is not important. It's just you. You
Yeah.
know, and
But we've also learned that, you know, to bring the devil's advocate around,
oh yeah,
we've learned with some of these rich ass people that sometimes you get a
hoard
lot
it.
of money to where now you don't have any purpose.
yeah. That's
You know,
true. They
like-
never find themselves or something.
Yeah, imagine the guy whose mailman was, you know, who was destined to be a mailman for 30 years and was going to be content with it 2 years in.
And
Like,
he won the lottery.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, what are you going to fucking do with your time? You know,
Yeah.
some people will enjoy it,
Mm-hmm.
but like some people will probably just sit there and do nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder how many people realistically, right, would just quit their shit job, take the 1,000 a month, and sit on the couch watching TV for the rest of their life. Because, I mean, I live with older people that do that now, where their entire day is get up, make the coffee, sit in the chair, every now and then get up for food or go to the bathroom, and then go to bed.
Yeah.
That's it, and
nothing.
they're fine with that. That doesn't bother them. Occasionally, you know, you gotta go to the store. They have friends. They go and see their friends.
Sure.
But I'd say 80-90% of their regular schedule is sitting in front of a chair watching TV. And our brains,
Jesus Christ,
yeah,
bro.
and people can do that because when you're watching TV,
Yeah, it's
Your brain-
stimulating.
yeah, your brain gets put into a passive state.
Mhm.
So things are allowed to just kind of come in and flow out, which means you can kind of shut off your own bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your
Yeah.
brain, it's the equivalent of like if your brain was freaking out and like cramping, and then you just gave it like a massage.
Yeah.
And
You
it's
just
just-
relaxed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, plenty of people I feel like would just sit there. They'd be like, you know
Yeah.
what? I like Top Ramen.
Mm-hmm.
I like Comcast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Movies, video games.
get
whatever.
myself a really nice chair,
Mm-hmm.
a really nice bed,
Mm-hmm.
and and then I'll just live off of this 1,000 a month, and like they would be content with that. Now,
Yeah.
but is that right or wrong? Because I feel like depression goes through the roof, and they
Yeah.
might not even notice it.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, it's not like people with depression just go, I have depression. Sometimes people have depression, and this is weird, a whole weird concept, right? Some people have depression and they don't know they have it. They just think that they're tired.
Right.
They just think that in the moment they're not necessarily into something.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
like it's not that they're going like, I'm really sad and fuck today. It's just like, man, like I've had no energy like this whole week and I
Yeah.
just really haven't.
Been super burnt.
I really kind of haven't cared about anything. Like, you know, sometimes it's not as blatant and out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the numbers go through the roof because you've taken people's purpose out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like they just watch TV, and the creators will create the TV for them to watch. You know, like it's literally like, imagine like YouTube's numbers, even though they're crazy now, would grow exponentially
Yeah.
in views
Yeah, it would.
and
It
in
would.
uploads.
Oh yeah, it technically would.
It would skyrocket in all
because
ways,
everyone has access to it. Even
and
more.
everybody can create now
Yeah.
even more. You know, like, you know, if you can budget your
Jeez.
food, if you live in your parents' basement and you can budget your food to where you're only using like $250 a month, which some people easily could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have $750 to save up for a nice equipment, and now you're just a YouTube content creator.
Yeah.
You make just enough money
Whatever you want.
off of your food, off your, universal income,
Well,
and you get to create content. And then on the other side of that screen is a dude who should be working, who instead, it's so much easier to say no to things.
yeah.
So
Just
instead
watch all
of
this good
having
content.
a purpose and working, we'll watch your content.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's like both. It's cool for one side, and potentially devastating for the other. And we don't really know how many creatives are around, because a lot of them are like we are doing, accepting positions and careers
Right.
and kind of creating quietly to the side.
Right.
And a lot of creators aren't doing things that are being seen or heard either,
Mm.
because they're doing it quietly on the side.
Right.
So we don't really know how many are around. We know that there's like over 800,000 active podcasts. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I wonder what those numbers would be, once you shoot it up and you give everybody money.
Yeah, honestly, probably really high. Just because, to your point, yeah, I think it's easier for many people to just succumb to the comfort
Yeah.
of silence and just watching a show that they enjoy
Yeah.
or playing a game that they really love, and because I think there's a lot to be said of getting lost in a hobby. Whatever that hobby is. Whatever that gets you, whether it's doing aquariums or gardening, or maybe you build little miniatures.
Some people get
or,
into trains.
Some people collect stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever that is that gets you, as you say, your brain into that passive state, that is now in surplus and available to you at all times.
Yeah.
And as soon as somebody starts biting at that that's the only endorphins you ever need, because that pizza's always there. So
It's
to
like the
speak,
rat with the orgasm button.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So that was a wild conversation.
Yeah.
Last episode, go 206. Listen to it,
Bitches.
bro. Anyways, but yeah, I get your point though, for sure. It's one of those things where I'm not sure if it would be good or bad, because while the creatives would flourish in theory, the ones that took advantage of it, it's weird because it's a slippery slope.
Right.
It's you can't quite say it's bad because it's a conscious. It's the fact that you're giving them the decision to succeed
Yes.
or not, because they have the opportunity, because they have the money for it,
Yeah.
But at the same time, if if the way that we're giving the opportunity is causing potential harm, then we'd have to reevaluate how we're giving the opportunity,
Yeah.
And which again, how do you do that? No fucking clue, because it's like, if money's not the answer, do you give it to some people who need it, and are in low, but it's how do you define who needs it and who doesn't need it, and it's like, would having a bar of the people who are suffering, give them the money, and they come up and everything. There are some people who make the argument, which I don't even know if it's necessarily true, but that what people who see those who are given money for, not necessarily failing, but just not
Trying.
putting all of their effort into
Yeah.
something, would that cause people to demotivate them, and then that becomes a psychological conversation about those people.
Yeah.
And then, it's just
Well,
a
fuck.
constant.
I mean, I could say firsthand, when I was delivering pizza and the COVID thing started,
Yeah.
the people that were making unemployment were making more than a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
that were working still,
Mm-hmm.
and that definitely, I remember seeing the numbers and being like, fuck, dude, if I was on unemployment, I have a pretty good paying pizza job,
Mm-hmm.
and I still would only be losing a little bit of money.
Right.
You know what I'm
You'd be
saying?
up there.
Yeah, and then that demotivates the fuck out of you. It's like, can I choose to do nothing and make the
Yeah.
same money, if
Yeah.
not more? Because I was making tips, which means, I was doing pretty good. But, my fellow employees that weren't,
Sure.
that would make the pizzas on the inside, there's no tips. They're getting barely over minimum.
Right.
Unemployment was actually considerably more than they were making a month,
Yeah.
working full time at a shit job. That's not only it's one of those things where it's difficult because it's always busy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not difficult because you need skills and knowledge. It's difficult because it's a open floodgate as soon as you start work, and it's going to be busy, and you're going to be doing something at least physically until you're done.
Sure.
Right? It's nowhere near as the same as a real job that requires that plus skill.
Sure.
But for entry level, that it's not hard, but it can be if it gets crazy, right? Because it's frantic. People are getting mad, both customers and employees.
Right.
You're seeing this screen fill up, and then you think to yourself, these guys making unemployment are making more than me, and I'm going through this.
Yeah.
For what? My own pride?
To survive. Yeah.
Well, it's not even to survive. I can get unemployment
Yeah.
and make more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're here for your pride.
Mm-hmm.
You're here because you were one of the unfortunate souls that had a job that was essential. So you couldn't take
yeah.
unemployment.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
You
true.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got screwed. So that would
During
definitely, I
COVID.
think that would demotivate people.
Mm-hmm.
That for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it is a slippery slope because technically, I don't know that printing money necessarily causes inflation. I know that there's arguments that it does, but our economy works by people spending money, not holding money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you keep making it, as long as people are spending it, it should be fine.
Yeah.
Or do we end up having a half a penny like Mexico does?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Do we tank our dollar to nothing?
Yeah. I think I don't know too much about economics, but I do know that our economy essentially really needs to cycle. Money needs to be flowing constantly and cycling in industries
Yeah.
for it to do anything. But it's not right now because everyone's holding on to money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So I mean, in that sense, it might help because it's
Yeah.
stimulating the economy. If everybody has more money, then they're gonna spend that money.
mm-hmm.
Even if it's just like when they gave that people that $1,200, right,
Mm-hmm.
for the stimulus, you were either working or you were getting unemployment, right?
Mm-hmm.
The people who were making no money during COVID, how did that happen? because you either were working
Mhm.
and you got laid off, so you get unemployment,
Right.
or you're still fucking working,
Right.
right? So that 1,200 wasn't necessarily for people to survive, because that's crazy, right? Like, there's no way the government actually thought 1,200 5 months late is going to be enough to survive the still ongoing pandemic.
Right.
What they did it was so people would spend it, right? So the economy can be stimulated. So like if you give everybody an extra 1,000, it's just going to stimulate the fuck out of it. So it might make it thrive.
Yeah, in theory. Yeah.
Yeah. But, also we learned in like the Russian Civil War where the people would line up, with the wheelbarrow full of money to buy bread, and then they would leave with the money because the wheelbarrow was worth more. Remember that shit? Yeah, I think it was Russia, where the dollar became so fucked at one point that the analogy was that you would show up with the wheelbarrow full of all of your money,
Right.
because when money's worth nothing, you need a lot of it to pay for something.
Right.
But once you got to the store to buy your bread, the wheelbarrow that you carried the money in was worth more than all the money that was inside of it, even though it was full to the top. So you would leave with the money still, because you sold your wheelbarrow to get the bread.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Interesting.
So I mean, it goes one of both ways.
Huh.
Like I don't know. Like that one's a weird one because I don't know much about economics either.
I follow that analogy though. It's just basically money is like the concept of currency is, which we've discussed on the show before, is an agreed upon number.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a social thing.
It's bullshit. It's social entirely. Yeah.
Right.
Because I mean, again, and like we've said it on the show plenty of times. Maybe you're a new listener, so this will be new to you, but money fucking started by some dickhead convincing somebody else that it was worth something.
Right. Bartering. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. It was literally some guy that went, I need to eat, and then looked down on the ground and saw cowrie shells and was like, these might be worth something.
They're pretty.
And then tricked some just giant dumbass alpha into thinking that they were worth something. Because it's like, because I don't even know how that happens.
You probably
either,
sell it as it's pretty, it's beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Like, or it's special. It's got to be special. It's from God. It's blessed.
Yeah, bartering, I guess, is really the first beginning era of sales. The first concept of sales.
Yeah, yeah. So like,
I mean,
so yeah, the whole thing with economics is weird because it's all based around us just kind of agreeing upon this so we can keep everything moving and work together.
Sure.
Because otherwise, people are selfish as fuck.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do your job for free.
No.
I wouldn't do my job. Nobody would do their job for free unless they were literally doing their passion.
Yeah, that's true.
If I was a stand-up comedian, I would do my job for free. If I didn't need money, if we didn't agree upon the social norm that is money.
Yeah,
social
right.
contract.
Right.
I would do it for free.
Yeah.
You would make money. You would make movies for free.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what you want to do and that's what you love to do.
Right.
But you wouldn't do what you do now, and I think most people wouldn't do what they do now.
No, I don't think so.
But
like, I definitely enjoy what I do, but it's not the end game at all. You know?
Yeah. So I don't know, like that universal income thing can go so many different ways. I could see why it hasn't just been agreed upon or not agreed upon.
Mm-hmm. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
It swings in so many ways, and it really it all boils down to again opportunity, giving the opportunity to exist, or you have that to have a choice, and money seems to be the easy answer.
Yeah,
but there is no denying that there is a potential damage to psychological or social norms of many people,
Yeah, because I don't know. People need purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not one of these people that sees the universe and tries to bend it to your will to have a purpose, then your purpose is going to be working.
Right.
It's going to be finding your place in society and doing your part to be, to run something that is whole and that is bigger than you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But if you take that away from all those people, what do they have? Where's their purpose now?
Yeah.
You need something.
Yeah.
And if you're, if you don't want to chase big things,
Mm-hmm.
which is most people to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's true. Not a lot of people actually really want to be famous. They just want the benefits of being famous.
Yeah, most people want to be wealthy, but just wealthy. They don't want
Right.
to be wealthy because they did their dream.
Right.
Like
Mm-hmm.
most people, like if you gave them the options of working their dream job and wealthy or just wealthy, they choose just wealthy. You know what I'm saying? But then, as we see, then they have kids, and those kids are just wealthy, and then they think, why am I here? What's my purpose in life? And then you get a bunch of fucking degenerate burnouts that kill themselves.
Yeah, or make fun of people hanging themselves in forests.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Hey, that fight's tonight. Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I think Logan was the one that made the forest one, but it could have been. I don't know. But either way,
Yes.
that's going to be cool. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a lot of advertisements for it, for sure. Like,
That's because Jake Paul is definitely.
he's got a lot of money, bro.
Yeah, and
Got
he's
lots of money.
he's smart too with his marketing.
Yeah, yeah, he is,
Yeah.
dude, and he knows it, dude.
Yeah.
He's a smug son of a bitch, but he
And-
knows that he's got a pull.
Yeah.
You know?
And the crazy thing is like, I don't even know that he's gonna lose.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
one fight ago, if you tried to say that he was gonna beat a UFC fighter, you'd be like, no way, never. But fuck, well, now that he's proven himself, it's like, oh, well, I don't want to keep betting against this fucking guy because I lose every time I bet against him.
Yeah. I mean, like
They thought they would lose to the
the
basketball
Paul brothers
player.
both were athletes, you know.
Well, yeah.
yeah. So
They were both boxers.
It's not unbelievable that they're athletic. Like,
Well,
it's,
yeah.
you know,
Not only that, but it's
so-
like,
it's just people hate him because people want the Paul brothers to be like bitch boys.
Yeah.
You know, it's like.
But that's the
not
other thing is
really
it-
bitch boys. You
it
know?
gives you
They're
the
fuck boys.
the
But-
title and drive of an underdog story.
It's true.
Nobody believes you can do it, so
True.
now you have that energy
Mm-hmm.
to prove everybody wrong.
Yeah.
Jake
yeah.
Paul looked like a psychopath when he
Yeah.
was training for Ben Askren.
Yeah, and he has his money to fucking and connections. And
Yeah.
everything he's built on YouTube. That's a huge platform to stand on, and
Yeah.
already to get into another industry. Really.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
and like one of the fucked up part is like he's made more in his first 2 boxing fights than most professional boxers or fighters in general will make in their entire lives.
Isn't that fucked, bro? Oh man.
Like this.
You've beaten the system.
Yeah, there's professional boxers that will never make as much money as he
Yeah.
did in that one promotion.
It's all YouTube, man.
Yeah.
You gotta get famous on YouTube, and then you gotta make some moves, and then
Yeah.
you go into another industry and make some moves there.
Yeah, and
Like-
those two are gonna be fucking
Yeah.
some rich ass motherfuckers.
You know,
But-
I think I think it was Obama, or at least his administration. I remember one year brought in a bunch of top YouTubers
Mhm.
to have a meeting with them.
Yeah.
To explain to them that you guys understand how much influence you have on the generations, right? You know, like
yeah,
it was not like a threat thing. At least I don't know. I remember. I think it was Markiplier. It was a YouTube. Yeah, I think that was the guy's name. He posted a photo of him going to the White House to go meet Obama, and then like them in a meeting room and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like a bunch of multi-million YouTube fucking
yeah.
But isn't that wild?
It is,
it's
and
like,
it makes you wonder. Like, did they do that with like Lil Wayne? Like, how funny would that be?
yeah,
Sitting
yeah.
down Lil Wayne to
Yeah.
explain to him like what power he has with his voice.
Yeah. I think they're onto something with YouTube though, because with Lil Wayne,
Well, because children are on YouTube.
well, that and
You're
with
literally
artists,
shaping minds.
Because you could argue, so artists and creators that make a product, and you only see the product,
Yeah,
there is at least a veil there still, kinda.
yeah,
And with YouTube, it's the face, the person, depending on the content. But most of these guys are usually selling themselves.
yeah.
right?
Of course.
So there's a very conscious connection to YouTubers. And I feel like, oddly enough, really big. I think they were onto something, at least that year when they had that meeting. Is that I think YouTube has a very huge grip on social driving forces, you know,
Well, yeah.
specifically YouTubers, you know, and that's weird because I wonder how that would clash with the corporate concept that we're talking about.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Because then YouTube is the voice of the people, but if it's a select few, like we're talking about, then it really
it's the
depends
voices
on
of the corporations again.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
now it's like the corporations are individual people. You know, like
Yeah.
that's wild, dude.
Hell yeah. But fuck, that's the episode, folks.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, episode
Oh, wow.
207. Go listen to 206. I don't know. Listen to City Bumpkins.
Yes.
Follow us on Facebook.
Yes.
If you want a sticker, I've got all of them. I don't
Yes.
care. You can have all of them.
Yeah, we seriously, can we get rid of them now?
Yeah. All right. Come get your stickers, you bastards. Bye.
Bye.